Now I noticed in the video that I had yellow paint on my hands and maybe some orange too, I don't know. I'm refinishing some tables for a restaurant, so I had to strip off the old resin and paint but leave the images, and now I'm repainting, and after the paint dries a couple of days I'll do a resin pour on it. I might do a video on that, I don't know. Alright, I was about to rearrange my truck for a job tomorrow, moving things around. Carry around your fancy equipment when you're doing the job, but you don't want to carry it around just in case somebody borrows it without asking. So anyway, I said, it'd be a good time to do a video about this. So, start out with this simple 12-volt test light. They're nice. Most people think of as putting this on the ground and going around testing fuses, but you can reverse it. You can put this on your positive and go around looking for a ground. For instance, you can see if there's a ground on your actual body of the vehicle chassis at the engine block. If you have a ground at your starter, like a bad connection, or somewhere in your dash, you can check for a ground if this is connected to a positive, or vice versa if you're looking for a hot wire. Pretty nice to have, especially for a do-it-yourself person working on cars. Next step up is this one. Now this does AC up to 480 volts. I don't know if you can see it or not, but also down here you might be able to see there's a plus and a minus there, and this is for 12 volt. And so if you're doing 12 volt, you can tell if it's positive or reverse polarity. So you can test it each way how you got it to make sure, like for instance, the battery's in the right way. If you don't see any markings on the battery, you can test it and see which way the positive and negative is. You can also look for a ground or positive wire or continuity. It also does continuity. After you charge it up, putting it into a circuit where it charges, you could then touch it and it will beep. Right now it's dead. I hadn't used it in a while. But it'll just beep and let you know that you have continuity there. Then we'll move on to the next. Some people see these and they wonder, why do you have them? They're just for testing batteries. Well, actually, the reason I use these, sometimes you need to test a circuit, and the circuit will have a pulse. And so with a pulse, you can see the needle move, and you can see exactly how far it moves. I use these a lot of time to set throttle position sensors, because I can watch it move as I put it up. I can also watch for the flash of a bulb to make sure the circuit's working or something. Comes in really handy, but it does DC, AC, does millivolts, and tests your 9-volt batteries and stuff like that. It's convenient, especially just for a regular homeowner. Then you go up to the next one when you're getting to the more delicate stuff, working on more fancy electronics. This does the same thing as the other, except for it has this little knob here. Now on this little knob, when you first turn it on, sometimes you'll notice the needle will move around a little bit and go up a little high. And what you do is turn this down and get it back to 0. So you're just calibrating it before you get started so you get an accurate measurement. That's all it is. It's just a fancier version of it. Now, next version up is going to digital. You go to this one. This one right here is actually, I bought this because the other one I set it on the back of my truck for a minute while I was working on equipment at a restaurant, and then I turned around and looked, and some customer liked the one I had. So don't leave a fluke laying around if a customer or somebody's around that likes it. So anyway, I went to Ace and bought this real quick just to finish doing what I was doing. I was more or less just checking voltage and cooking a fryer or something like that, looking at a circuit board, I forget. But anyway, it's convenient, it's nice, relatively inexpensive. Then we'll move up to the next one, which will be this one. This is a Cobalt. Buy these at Lowe's. They're good. They'll check diodes, continuity. You can do voltage, millivolts, AC and DC. If it also has a hold feature, so once you get a reading on it, you can hold it and stuff. So it's pretty nice. It also does up to 10 amps on checking amperage and circuit there. So then you have this one. Now this is a Klein tool, and Klein makes really good tools. These are also sold, I forget, are these sold at, yeah, I think they're sold at Lowe's. I don't know. But anyway, on this one right here, you can do the diode testing, you can do the ohms resistance, and then you can do, of course, your 9-volt batteries, and do the others and do the hold button as well. Nice machine, works good. It's nice when I have it, if you drop it and stuff, it can take a huge amount of use and not break. Then we move up to the Syntec. This is a Harbor Freight version. The only reason I bought this Harbor Freight version was I left my microfarad gauge at home. And so I had to go buy another one that had microfarad. Anyway, so this one has microfarad for checking capacitors. It also does diodes, continuity, ohms, voltage, all these different things. It's very nice. So then you go to the next one. This one right here also does capacitant for checking out AC capacitors and stuff. Also, these two right here, if you touch something somewhere, it will tell you the temperature of it. It's not really that accurate. It's okay. It is RMS, and so it will give you the mean square. And then right here is your DC, AC settings, your ohms. But anyway, it's a nice gauge, really nice gauge. Takes a lot of abuse. It does have a light in it, so it lights up at night when you can see when you're working outside, like on an AC condenser or something, or in an attic. And it has the stand that helps out a lot, so you don't have to worry about how that works. Then you have, sometimes you want to use this little jewel, which it just tells you, I got it in, Fahrenheit, I was doing Celsius. But anyway, you can check temperatures on the wall, check temperatures on the AC, what's coming out of a vent, 68 degrees coming out of a mini split. So different things like that. Really cool, nice to have. You can also check breaker, see if a breaker's hot. Pretty nice to have. It turns off automatic. I'm not worried about that. Now, if you look here, most people know what that is. That's a capacitor. This one right here is a 50 and 5. Also got over here against the wall, I have a 35, 5, 45. I don't know. I got a bunch of them stacked up. I was going to do something, but I don't want to bore you with all that. So anyway, the next one I bought was this one. It's really cool. It comes with every feature you can think of. If you press and hold this button here, it goes to imaging. So now it's imaging, and it will tell you the temperature without using the thermal. And you can change different modes of what you want as far as this color scale. You can see the color scale change here. See how it's changing to a different color? So a different range that you want to put it into. But anyway, if you press and hold this button again, it'll change back. And what I want to do here is, you can see it's in microfarad mode. So I can put the stand down. Maybe you can see this when I do it. Pretty handy. And then I can put one of my wires on my common and one on my Herm. And hold that for a second. It'll go into auto mode, and it'll come up and tell me that this is 51.67, which is in range because it's a 50. And then I can check common to the fan, and that comes up, and it will tell me, should be over 5 volts, so it's 5.25, I said volts, but it's microfarads. And anyway, so it comes in real handy for that. But it also does, as you go through, it does resistance, continuity, check your diodes, and then back into capacitance. Over here it does your voltage. This is pretty nice because it tells you the frequency of the hertz that you're on when you get to the AC, because DC don't do hertz. And the reading I had last, it's popping up for some reason. But anyway, it does these things. So if I were to get something, again, I get this. It's $90 on Amazon. It's the ROYI, Z-O-Y-I. It was like 90 bucks. I got it. Oh, and the next thing I really enjoyed about it was you can, when you go to your image and you make your image, you can actually tell it to save it. There's a save button here. When you save it, you can download it to your computer. It stores on here, so you can download it and show it to your customer later, look at it yourself, just be amused, or however you want to do it. But if you look right there, it's like the sun on there. And what that is, right there, I'll turn it on, press and hold this, ta-da, and the light comes on. So now you can see what you're doing on your work. Press and hold it again, the light goes off. It's really nice. And you can see that. It's in capacitance mode, showing 0 microfarads. We're going to check the fan, see which side we got here. It comes with a 5.257. Now, if I press the save button briefly, it comes up with a waveform. Now I can build a curve on that, showing where it drops, picks up, drops, picks up. Right there, it's steady, no problem at all. But if you were doing See something that dropped off and comes back up. So you can check, I'm imagining I can check a crankshaft position sensor to watch it pick up and drop off to see if I'm missing something. Anyway, you get the idea on that. Press the save button again. It'll go back to that. If you're on a waveform and you have it recording, for instance, then you can have it recording. You can see it recording on the bottom. I don't know if you can or not, but now it's starting to record on the top because it got a new waveform curve. But you can press and hold save for 2 seconds. And now it's taking a picture of that, so it dumps it in. So you can take pictures of the waveforms as you get them. Real nice to have, good feature. It's going to be the one I take with me on jobs when I need fancy stuff. It's only about $90, so if you need one, it's pretty cool. It combines all the features of the other ones I have, except for the ones for the 12 volt. I really like having the light and stuff to work on cars to do that. Comes in real handy. Unless you're checking the stuff on the computer, you need to have smaller bulbs. You don't want to get into a 3 amp over a 1 amp or something to short something out. Anyway, hope you have fun with all these. I will catch you later. My fuse box here, and as I was telling you, with this infrared camera, I can see I got one hot breaker there, and it just goes to my AC. It's not really that hot. You can't see it, but I can. It's actually 73 degrees, so it's not really that hot, but it's hotter than the rest of them. But it's nice to have when you're trying to find that one receptacle or one breaker or something that's running real hot and tells you you're giving a problem. So let's see here. I'll show you something else. One of those, my wife told me what it's called. It's something that puts out odor. It's running at 120 degrees to make the odor. I looked it up, and it says that it's actually only consuming a few watts. I don't see how in the heck you can burn up that much energy creating 120 degrees and still not have that many watts, but man, you know.